welcome to Odessa Rose Creates, and I am Robin Schmidt. I'm an independent Couture designer, and if you're new to what Couture is, you're like, what is that? Well, I'm going to show you what Couture is and what it's all about. So hold on, let me make sure you can see me well on my camera. Good. Might turn it just a smidgen. Great. Okay. And I'm going to set my board up here. So, Couture. You're like, what is Couture? If you don't know, they are reusable silkscreen transfers. So silkscreen, like, when I was in junior high in art, we made our own silk screens, and that's how I very first heard or used silk screen. And I, believe it or not, my silk screen that I made, now this would have been probably in 1977, way back in the 1900s. My silk screen was Bruce Jenner. That's right. I think he was just, in the Olympics and won a bunch of gold medals. And I made a silk screen with Bruce Jenner's face on it. And God, I would kill to have that t-shirt now. And I actually think it was on a baseball style t-shirt when they were popular back in the 70s. Probably blue and white, is how I remember it. And it was of his face. So when you make a silk screen, we had to stretch a silk screen fabric or like a mesh on a frame, and then you would have painted in with some kind of, I remember it being like a terracotta color, and you painted like the negative space so that when you ink, you'd have the positive image. So it was pretty good. It turned out pretty good. I so wish I still had it. I don't think I do, but God, that would have been hilarious. Seeing how he's no longer Bruce Jenner. But anyway, a lot of fun. And that was my first silk screening, and probably the only silk screening I did until I came across Couture. And so, yeah, reusable silk screens. And I'm going to show you, I'm just going to do a bunch of little inking projects today. With our silk screens, you can use ink or a chalk paste. And chalk paste is what we're not going to use, but those are perfect for chalkboards or any kind of sign making or any hard surface. You can't even use it on fabric if it's something you're not going to wash, because obviously chalk, it's a chalk base, so it would wash out if you laundered it. So we have inks to use on fabrics, and you could also use them on some glass and ceramics that you can heat set in the oven. Because also with the fabric, you're going to heat set your ink after it dries with an iron or an easy press or some kind of a heat press to keep that ink permanent. So it'll wash and wear just like any inked fabric that you buy in the store. So it's pretty awesome. So I have a bunch of projects to do. We're going to do these cute little dollar. I finally made it to Target and saw their holiday Target items, and I picked up just a few. Yeah, I picked up a few. This is kind of like a little carry-all makeup bag, or just a little, if you want to slip something in it. Even you can use it as a gift wrap. If you had something you want to just give as a gift, you just slip it in there and zip it up. And we're going to put the Mary transfer on it. And I think I'm going to use the gold ink, gold glitter ink, because of the gold zipper. I think that would be cute. I have a shirt here to ink with sweater weather transfer on it. And the first one I'm going to do is this little gift sack. It's a plaid, it's a drawstring, and I think it'd be cute to make a pillow out of this. And I'm going to use this transfer, Merry and Bright, with a little house on it. I think after you ink it and heat set it, you could stuff it with a pre-made pillow or just with stuffing, and you could just stitch up, either hand stitch or stitch in the machine, the top of this casing. And then you could even embellish it with ribbon and charms and things if you want to make it really cute. And I think it'd be cute sitting up on a sofa or a bed after it's stuffed. So we're gonna do that. And I have a shirt to ink. These are my bleached flannels that I've done. And I still have to ink them all. I'm gonna do the ice skates on the back of this. And so we have 2 shirts, some plaid things, and then I'm gonna make a couple snow buckets for my grandkids. Last year I made these, and I just keep them here at home, and believe me, they play with these year round. Basically, they're soft little balls that they just love to throw at each other, and we just keep the bucket of snowballs out year round, and they play with them all the time. Last year after Christmas, I got these at 90% off. No kidding. So I got them for 30 cents or $3 a bag. I got them for 30 cents a bag. I picked up a bunch of bags. Then the other day I was at Target, and I picked up some of these little felt buckets. They're nice and soft buckets. They even like to set in them and play with these little buckets. So we're going to ink on them. Ready, set, snow on the side. And so I'm going to give them to have their own snowball fights at their own home. And like I said, they're super fun. They're not too hard. They won't damage anything. So they're a lot of fun. So let's set this in. So we need to use an ink, what we call our ink mat. And that will slip inside this pillow, or this case, which we're going to make into a pillow. But even if you wanted to put a cute Santa saying on here, or we have tons of holiday transfers. It still would be a cute gift bag. You could put something in it and cinch it up and use it as a gift bag too. But I think I'm going to make it into a pillow. So this is my older ink mat, and it comes square like this, and I cut it down to about, I cut like maybe a third of it up, probably a little more than a third of it off. Mainly because I used this one for smaller t-shirts and this for onesies, so that's why I cut it. And then I have another one that I kept in the regular size for the big square pillows. So I think this size might work. I might have to put both. I don't know. We'll see how it works. Let's transfer. It's basically, yeah, it'll fit. It's basically to keep your fabric in place because it is tacky. And then it'll also keep the ink from going through to the back side of your, whatever you're working on. If it's like a shirt or like this pillow, you don't want ink going into the back side. So that's what the main purpose of having a mat in there for, is to do that. And then, like I said, it'll keep your fabric in place. All right, so let's stick that in the bag. Take out the plastic protector. And it's not very sticky anymore. I probably should try to clean it, but I just never have. Just gonna try to center that in there. And then just make sure it's smooth. Press down onto that sticky pad. Okay, so this is the Merry and Bright. It is called Merry and Bright at Home. I've used this on a couple signs already. They're reusable. You can use them up to maybe 10 times, maybe longer if you take really good care of them. And you just wash them in water, by hand, of course. And I like to use these are called board erasers, also by the company Couture, which I sell for. And these are great. You wet these down, and you can get the chalk or the ink off of your transfer a lot easier. And then same with our chalkboards. If you want to wash off your design and recreate for another season, you can just wash all the chalk paste off. And I'm talking about chalk paste when you're working on a chalkboard. But today we're working with inks. Not trying to confuse you, but ink is a permanent, obviously. you get ink on your fabric, it's permanent, right? Well, it'll even be more permanent after you heat set it. So I'm just pushing all the air pockets out, making sure it's smooth. And I'm just going to do it all in white. So it's nice and bright against this red and black plaid, which has a little white line in it. Alright. And then I'm going to take, I could take my big wide squeegee, but I think that's in the other room. So I'll just use the small squeegee. We'll get our white ink out. And say hello if you're watching. If you have any questions, just ask. I will be checking the monitor here to see if you have any. Okay. All right, got it on there. And this is our white paste. Ink. I'm just going to kind of start at the top right corner and just come down. You don't want to press too hard with ink because you don't want your transfer to shift on your fabric. So just kind of smooth it over the areas that you see the fabric in. That's the screen. And then we're all done. We will take off the transfer and I will lay it in I have water, a tub of water down here. Normally when I'm not on video, I would just go right to the sink and wash it in the sink. But I'm not going to take the time to do that when, we're going to do all these projects while we're on the camera. So I'm just getting the ink down in that silk screen onto that fabric. So we have a nice print when we're done. And the fabric absorbs that ink a little bit, so you need to go over it a few times compared to using chalk paste on a board. You don't have to go over it quite as much. And sometimes take it different directions, from left to right, up and down, so it gets in all the fibers. If you were working with chalk paste, you would want to work really quickly because the chalk paste dries quick. But our ink, you can take your time a little bit because it takes a while to dry. Like I usually let it dry overnight before I even heat press it, before I make it permanent with the heat. I like it really dry. And if you're using your iron, don't use steam. Just use a dry heat. Hi Amy, hi Beverly. I found this little, it's a gift sack at Target. I finally made it to Target. Check out their dollar spot, or whatever they call it. And then we're just inking on. I think this would be cute made into a pillow. You could put some stuffing in it or a pillow form and stitch across the top, or go ahead and just cinch it. If you want to just cinch it, and it'd be cute setting on your little welcome bench in your entry, or on your sofa, on your bed. It'd be cute. How many of you change your bedding for the holidays? Like, do you have a holiday linens? I wish I did, but I don't. I guess I could. I never thought about it until just now. That would be fun. Maybe after the holidays I'll find something on sale. I'm a bargain shopper. But there's times when I want something, I will just get it. And because I don't have time to shop around. Okay, we're getting it all in there. I'm gonna just make sure that there's good ink down in that silkscreen onto that fabric. So we have a nice crisp image when we pick up our transfer. You can kind of see how it gets absorbed by the fabric. So you just kind of want to make sure it's done in there really well. Especially flannel. I feel like the flannel really absorbs it. More fibers, I guess. Alright, now I'm just scraping off the ink back in my jar. And you see I have ink on my fingers. So I want to clean that off because I don't want to touch the outside of the transfer on the fabric and get ink where I don't want ink to be. And I'm kind of known for doing that. I am using ink, Ori. Good morning. I'm going to do a bunch of inking projects. I have a stack full here, so I'm just going to do a bunch and give you some gift ideas or some little home decor. This is a little gift sack, they call it. I got it at Target in the dollar bins up front. This was the tag on it. Gift sack. It was $3. And I think it'd be cute as a pillow. Put some stuffing in it, or a pillow form, and cinch it or stitch it across the top. Let's see if it's coming out. Super cute. Now I'm going to fold this in on itself, like that. And then I have a large tub of water back behind me. I'm just going to lay it in there and let it soak in the water while we continue to work. I actually unfolded it. I'm going to lay it flat, so if I lay something on top, it won't stick to the transfer, to the back of the transfer. Okay, back to get another wipe. So yeah, I'm using ink. I'm usually a chalk person. I usually like to use my chalk paste because I make a lot of signs that I retail. But I think it's fun to do the inking. So we will let this set and dry. Tomorrow I will heat set it with my Easy Press. You can see how pretty that turned out. I mean, you could get a bunch of these and make cute, use them as a gift bag even, or stuff them and make them pillow. Be cute on your entryway, if you have a little bench, or on your couch, on your bed. This is super adorable. Or use them as gift bags. So I'm going to pull out the ink mat. And like I said, that kept the ink from going to the back side of the bag. Right? We didn't want it to come in through the back. So now it's going to dry. I love that white on that red. That turned out really cute. Okay, I'm going to set this back here. Super adorable. Now, also that went with that was this little zipper pouch, I call it. Also a $3 item at the Target spot. And has this cute little pom-pom on it. Now I was thinking about doing it in gold because of the gold zipper. I love the inks. I know, Brenda, aren't they cool? Love the gift ideas you're making today. Thanks, Linda. I have a stack of gift items. So if you want to watch them all, great, stay tuned. So love this. Cute. Also could be used as the gift wrap itself if you had something you want to stick in there for somebody and just give it to them as the gift. Or maybe it is the gift. But I think it'd be cute to fill it up with some, anything. It'd be cute for a college student. Stick it with some little treats or anything that would fit in here. And I'm going to do the Mary. So I'm hoping the gold, I was trying to keep it sophisticated looking and use the gold ink on it. So let's see how it turns out. If it doesn't show up well, then after it dries, I could always lay the transfer back on top and put white on top of the gold. But let's just see how the gold looks. I don't think I really need this in here. It's lined. I don't think the ink would actually go all the way through. But for anything, I might just keep it a little more stiff. Okay. This is a cute transfer. It's just Mary. Kind of that contemporary look. I have layered this on top of other transfers and made sign. What else have I done with it? I know I've used it a few times already. I lose track of all the things I've made. That's why I have to photograph everything. If you want to see all my projects, you can go to, probably my Pinterest page would be the easiest way to see everything. I have different boards. I have just a Christmas holiday board with all my holiday projects from the last 2 years. I have them categorized as in boards. And then under boards, it has black boards, painted boards, has different types of boards. And I have ink projects. I have different categories. And then you can just see all my designs on there, or my Facebook page. But you'd have to really go through, and it's easier to find them all on Pinterest. So if you haven't been to my Pinterest page, check that out. Okay, so let's try it in the gold ink. I'm excited to see how well it'll show up on this. And I hope it'll bring out that pretty gold zipper. Let's take a look. I'm going to just cover this up for a second. If the inks get kind of thick, you can add water to them, just like the chalk paste. But I usually don't do that too often. This is how long I've had this gold glitter ink. This is from when I joined almost 2 years ago. Everything came in a 2-ounce jar. Now they come in the 3-ounce jar. And it's better because you can get a wider squeegee in this size of a jar versus this. This is why they went to the larger jar. Like, get this size in there. It's easier. The jar lid is wider. So I'll just use a mini squeegee. And we're just going to take our gold shimmer, and I'm just lightly going over. You don't want to press too hard on the fabric again, because it'll cause that transfer to pop up and not keep in place. So just go over it lightly in all different directions so you can get that ink down into that fabric. I think this is going to turn out pretty with the gold on this red with that gold zipper. So, reusable silkscreen transfers. That's what I sell. And I sell the inks and these tools, these squeegees, the chalk paste. You can't get these in craft stores. Michael's wanted to carry, I heard, Michael's wanted to carry a Couture, but the company said nope. It's only sold by independent designers. So, which we have websites for that you can look through. Here's mine. Couture.com/Odessa Rose. Odessa Rose is named after my grandmothers, Carrie Odessa and Mary Rosella. So after their middle names. They're no longer living, of course. They've been gone for a while. But they were fairly crafty. My grandmother, Carrie Odessa, she was a very good baker and cook. She loved to bake pies. She actually baked pies for a restaurant when she was still working. And Mary Rosella, she was called Rosella. My dad's mom, she liked to craft. But she also was a good baker and cook. I think a lot of women were back then. You had to be. Okay, so I'm getting it all down in that fabric, going over it a few times just to make sure it's down into that fabric, into the fibers. Okay, I'm going to scrape off the extra just like we do with our chalk. And let's pick this one up. I can see some light spots, so I'm going to go ahead and go over it again with ink. I want it really good print, so I'm going to add more ink. I just want a really good, sharp gold image. Some areas were lighter as I picked it up, so I'm just going to go over it again. You know, it's got glitter in this, so it's got to get down in that silk screen. That's why you got to kind of go over it a few times and in different directions. Just to make sure the ink gets down in there, or that glitter gets through the silk screen. Now we have just the ink glitter inks in gold, silver, and copper. The regular ink does not have glitter in it, the other colors. So let's just go in over it. I like to pick up the extra. Okay. Again, trying to check my fingertips. I've been known to do that. Get ink where I don't want it to be. Hi, Stephanie. Good morning, Lynn from Wisconsin. Good morning, Sue. Yes, this is gold ink. It's called Gold Shimmer, I think. Yep, this was a small jar. This was the original size of jars that they sold our inks and pastes in 2 years ago. And that's how long this has lasted me. That is totally awesome. Agree? Ooh, that is cool. I'm gonna lay this one in the water also. I mean, seriously. How cool is that? So cool. So when this dries tomorrow, I will heat set this also with my Easy Press. Now it does have that nylon. I don't know if that could take too much heat. So I might stick a piece of cardboard under, and that won't help too much, but, or maybe you can pop this lining out so it doesn't get the heat on it. I don't know how much heat it can take. So I could pop this out and then heat set it. I don't want to melt that fabric. It's not, it would probably be okay, but I don't want to take the chance. Isn't that cute? Love it. I got this at, Lynn, I got this at Target. I finally got to Target, to the dollar spot. And this was the second project I did. I'll grab the one I just did. This is the first one. Okay. This was their gift sack. All right. It's still drying. I think it'd be cute as a pillow. Stick some stuffing in it, or a pillow form, and cinch it up or stitch across the top. Put it on your entryway area. If you do a holiday bed, or on your couch. Cute. So that one I did in the white. It does have the white thread in the plaid. So I brought out the white on that one. Love that. These were $3. And then this was also $3, this little zip pouch. And I did that in the gold because of the gold zipper. So cute to fill that up for some goodies and give to a friend or an older girl. Isn't that pretty? Love that. Those turned out really nice. Pretty happy with those. So let's move on to the next thing. Now lay these back here to dry. Like I say, if you pick up that transfer and the ink hasn't gone, on it well, just lay it back down and put the ink back put some more ink back on it, and you'll be good. All right, the next thing we want to do, we have a couple shirts. So let's do one of our plaid flannels. Here is the website. If you are not familiar with Couture, and if you want to show your friends this new craft, it might be new to you. Couture's been around a couple years, but couture.com/Odessa Rose. You can click the shop button and see all the transfers that are available. Click on inks, click on paste, and you'll see all the colors available. And it's super fun. Reusable silkscreen transfers. That is what we do. And as an independent designer, you can just be a designer to enjoy the hobby of crafting with our products, with our transfers and pastes. Or you can sell your items that you make at craft shows or wherever, and Etsy, anywhere. And you can have people become designers under you and build a team, which I do that too. I make things and sell things. I sell the product, and I have people that sign up as a designer under me. And some of them are just hobbyists, and some of them actually do make and take classes, which is another thing you can do. I do offer make and takes. I have one this Thursday. We're going to do the Merry Christmas sign. It's a transfer from last year, but it was very popular, and I still have some of the big round black chalkboards, so we're going to do some of those on Thursday night. But I like to do the teaching of the classes, or just here on YouTube or on Facebook. I think I might use the big mat. That way we got everything covered. This is the big one right here. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Where did you? Okay, everything. Hi, Brenda. A couple Brendas watching. Okay, I gotta set this down. Okay, so this is the bleached flannel shirts, and I have some a video showing how I bleached shirts. And you do it outside, especially on a sunny day is the best. So I've had these done for a little while, and I just need to get them. I think this one's going to be for Blair, my daughter Blair. And I'm going to do the ice skating. They do ice skate a little bit, her and the husband and the kids. So I'm going to follow the tag as the middle of the shirt, which pretty much is in line with this line right here. So that going to work out pretty good. Now this shirt doesn't have any black in it. It's got like a burgundy red and a nice blue, deep blue, and a gold or yellow gold. So I was thinking about bringing in the blue color on the ink. I'm just going to do one color. And this is the color of our blue. But I kind of wanted to deepen it a little bit. So I'm going to probably mix a little bit of black, just a little bit, just to deepen this blue, because I want it to be this deep, rich blue. So I'm going to add a little black to it. And you can mix our colors, whether it's the chalk or the ink. You can mix them together. Don't mix ink with chalk, but you can mix the chalk colors or you can mix the ink colors to get that tone or that color that you really want, that shade. When we're all done and I wash these, I put them back on these sheets and we put them back in their envelopes for storage. Again, I've used the ice skate one many times already. So in here is the silk screen fabric that we're squeegeeing over that ink or chalk paste, but on these we're using inks. So that is the silk screen. And then on the back, they're tacky, they're sticky. So that keeps them in place while we do our squeegee. Use our squeegee. Now this was my center line, remember, so I'm going to line this up in the middle. See exactly where our middle is. It's right above the K, so that's perfect. And this is nice big squares on it, so I can pretty much, you know, eyeball it and make sure it's going to be level, assuming our fabric is level on the shirt. These were just some men's flannel shirts I got at Walmart. So I just buy them. The men's were cheaper, and I kind of like that rugged flannel look with these. And when I bleach the sleeve, I spray it on with a bleach water solution. And what I like about it is this part doesn't get bleached. And look, on a lady, you kind of need to roll up your sleeve because the sleeves are long. But it gives it a cute look when you have the non-bleach bleach. I think that looks kind of cool. So I kind of like that. Because if you dipped it in water, then this would all probably bleach out too. So spraying it on, you're going to get the cuff in the solid color. So you're going to have that contrast. All right, now let's work on ink color. I'm getting to find something to mix it in. Sometimes I keep my little jars after I empty them out. Or you can just mix on a little plate if you have a little plate. Sometimes I just use the lid if I'm not going to use very much. Let's put this gold one away. Okay, you're probably not going to be able to see my ink, so let me slide it over so you can see what I'm doing. I'll lay this over here. All right, let's mix some ink here. We'll just take a couple of our stir sticks. So I got the Midnight Sky, and it's a little bit brighter than the blue in the shirt, so I'm going to add a little black to it to dim it down, to deepen it. And I'm just going to do it on this lid. It's just an extra lid that I had from a jar that I used up. Okay. I never really realized how messy I am until I work with ink. With chalk paste, I don't pay too much attention to it. But ink, you want to make sure, because you don't want to get it on yourself. You don't want to get it on anything that you don't want permanent. So just a little bit of black. And I'm just mixing it in. Like I said, I just want a deep navy. I don't want this bright of a navy, of a blue. So I'm just going to add in some black. And then you got to wonder, am I making enough? Especially with ink on a flannel, you want to make sure you got enough ink made up. I want almost black, but I want it blue. That makes sense. And it is getting darker than what's in that jar, so we're getting there. Any more questions? So yet we're going to do this flannel shirt, and then I'm going to do another baseball shirt, and then I have the snow buckets for the buckets of snowballs. And I'm going to chalk on the buckets. And I did those last year, and you might have seen that. I'm going to do some more. I'm actually going to give these 2 buckets to my daughter's families so they kids, they play with those snowballs. They're artificial snowballs, and they play with them all the time. They like to have snowball fights. So they're kind of fun. So last year, after Christmas, I was able to get bags of those snowballs for 90% off. So I got them for, 30 cents. They were $3 a bag, and I got them for 30 cents. That was pretty fun. And I've been saving them for this year. All right, let's get everything out of the way. Bring back our shirt. Okay. We're doing the ice skates. It says ice skates, fun for the whole family, all day rental, 25 cents. I'm going to do it all in the same color. Of course, you want to make sure you don't go over the edge of your transfer with your ink, so you got to be paying attention or where you're going with it. And this is really pretty on a sign where you can change the, you can do white skates or black skates. Do your greens and green, you can make all the different colors on it. But for this shirt, I'm just going to do all in one color. And we're going to go from there. Just scraping off my little stir stick here. Hopefully we'll have enough of this dark blue ink made up for the whole transfer. Has anybody else done the flannel shirts? They're kind of a thing right now. Just not even having anything on the back, just like bleaching the bottom and the bottom of the sleeves and the bottom of the shirt, and maybe across the shoulders. And they're selling them that way. But I've seen some with designs on the back, so I thought it'd be fun to ink on our transfers on the back. I like doing the advertisement ones on them, because usually they're kind of a vintage, 25 cents rental, so it's a old time advertising is what they're trying to go for. And I think they look really cute on the old flannel shirts, even though they're not old. They're making them look old. Yeah, so again, just making sure I have lots of ink in there and it's getting a good print. Looks like I made plenty of ink, so we should be good. Again, check my fingertips. Okay, let's pull this up, see if we got it. Looks good. So cute. I'm still amazed after chalking almost 2 years. I'm always still amazed at how cool it turns out. Alright, so I set my transfer down in my water. I have a pan of water down here. Like I said, normally I would just go to the sink and wash it right away. So super cute. Isn't that adorable? Again, I let this dry. I'll let it dry like 24 hours before or more before I heat set it. So I just let it be, and we'll move on to the next project. So I'm just going to wipe off my squeegees, get everything put away here. Okay. All right, let's get this cleaned up. Just putting away my ink. See how I get, I don't know what it is, but I am such a messy person when it comes to ink. Get it all over. It's always feels like it takes me forever to get cleaned up. All right. I'll leave the black out. The messiest. The shirt I'm wearing is one of our transfers. Before I grab it with my blue fingers. I made it last year, but you can still get this transfer. The Santa. He's a cool one on a shirt or on anything. He's cool on signs. I've used him many times. All right, so I need to use this ink pad mat again, so I'm gonna pull it off. There. So there's our back of our shirt. We gotta let it dry. It's gonna be really cool. See it there? I'm gonna hold it so you can see it. There we go. Isn't that cute? Cute with some leggings. This one's for Blair, my daughter. Avery made the mistletoe one, if you haven't seen that. Okay, now these are men's shirts also. I use these several times. I just cut these sleeves off. You don't even have to hem them. This one's a hem shirt, but I don't like the long. I like a 3/4 sleeve. So I'll just cut these sleeves off when I do it, when I go to wear it. I like wearing these. When I had my store, we had shirts with our store logo on them, and I liked wearing the 3/4 length sleeved baseball shirts. And now they're kind of what I like to wear every day here at home. When we had our store, we also had a coffee shop, so having long sleeves was always, when you're washing your hands a lot, was always kind of a nuisance. So I always like the 3/4 length sleeve. And on this one, I'm going to do sweater weather in green. I might use some green and black. I haven't quite decided. I just bought a bunch of these shirts just to ink up for fun. This will be for myself. Merry Christmas to me. So this transferred sweater weather came in. It's called It is called Sweater Weather, but also this Ready Set Snow. Both of these came together in this transfer. It came like this. And the Ready Set Snow we're going to use on our snow buckets, which is the last project we're going to do after this. So you get 2 transfers in this set. And so I'm going to use the Sweater Weather on this shirt. And I kind of thought it would be fun to do different colors. I got a new color, new to me, Pesto, which is kind of this in this green family. And I have black, and maybe I could do a little white. I might just do this scarf like in the green, and we could do this in the white or in the black. I'm gonna guess white's gonna show up better on this gray. So maybe we'll do white. And as a rule of thumb, you kind of want about 4 fingers down. I don't know if you ever heard that before. From the neck of your shirt. I just feel like this is dragging right here. Like, make sure I'm getting this. And then I kind of look here to center. So somewhere in there. Looks good. I'm just pressing that in. All right, this I haven't opened yet, so this green ink, so we're gonna have to open this up for the first time. It comes sealed with a little foil seal on it, and it's gonna have a lot of the ink on the top of it, underneath, right here, so I like to get a squeegee and just scrape that off. Instead of throwing it in the trash. Alright. So throw that away. And of course I get ink on my fingers when I do that. Trying to decide whether to do it all in green. Maybe it would look better just doing it all in one color. Maybe I'll just make like this stuff in white. No. Ugh, decisions. Decisions. That's the hardest part about using Couture is deciding what colors to use. I've done it like on chalking. I've done it where I've done different colors on this part of the scarf. But sometimes on a shirt, one color just, well, it looks more store-bought maybe, not so homemade looking. You just do it in one color. So I'm just still debating. I'd like to do white and green. Maybe I'll do all green except for the word weather. Maybe I'll leave this white. Oh, the snowflakes. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Kind of a weird green. Again, just going over it in all directions. And then try to leave the word weather. Okay, so I'm still debating whether to put white on the weather or just make it all green. I don't know if I really want the word weather to show outstanding, so I'm just gonna do it all green. Whew, that took a long time to decide. Let's just do easy. And I'm still going over it and getting that ink onto that fabric. When you're working with it, you can kind of see where it looks like it's not getting absorbed as well as other areas, so you just kind of just keep going over it. All right. Today is a sweater weather. Yesterday you could just wear a sweater outside and be fine, but it's starting to turn cold again. There. Set that in my water. Just went with the green. Looks great. I kind of thought it was going to be a little darker green because this is called pesto. And it seems like our pesto chalk is darker than this ink. I don't know, maybe it'll darken a little bit when it dries. I don't know. But still turned out cool. Sweater weather. You can wear this almost all year. Well, not in the summer, but fall into winter. So cute. So I'm going to pull out my mat. Actually, I'm done with this mat, so I'll just leave it on there for a little while that dries. And I'll show it to you. I'll swing it around here so you can see it. Sweater weather. Okay, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. I've done 4 projects already. And we're going to do the last one. The snow buckets. So if you've just got on and you missed what we did earlier, go back and watch it so you can see. We got some things from from Target. And these I made last year. I used a different transfer. I'm going to use one of our current transfer. This Ready Set Snow came with that sweater weather transfer. They come together in one transfer. And we're going to do snowball buckets. And these are from the Dollar Tree spot. They're kind of a, not flannel, what is that word? Felt bucket, soft. My kids or grandkids even like to set in the bucket and play with it. But we store the snowballs in them. And these you can get at Dollar or at Target also. They have them again this year. I've seen them at other stores. Last year I found them first at Walmart. But I got these last year after Christmas for 90% off. So I bought like all they had at the Target. And so I got several bags of them. And it probably takes, I like to put like 2 bags of these, so 2 dozen. Yeah, no, 10. There's 10 in a bag. So 20 balls per bucket. So I'm going to make one for Blair's family and one for Avery's family. Because I have 3 buckets of them here at home that I made last year. And when we're all here and we're all throwing snowballs, we need at least 60 snowballs to play. So Ready, Set, Snow, I thought would be cute on here. And I'm just going to, I have to kind of put this a little crooked so that it all fits. And it's kind of bumpy right there. Let's try the other side. Yeah, it doesn't feel as bumpy. So, ready, set, snow. Pretty much like that. I'm just going to do it in white. And it just fits on there. You don't get all the squigglies down here in the bottom, but you get almost everything else. And since this is kind of not really a hard surface to press on, I'm going to try to put my hand under here and press it down on it. Okay, like that. And grab my white ink to get a drink of water. So let's grab a squeegee. I think my other one got dirty already with the green on top of it. So back to our white ink. Scraping it down because it's kind of all up against the sides. So I want to make sure I can dip into it and get it. Okay, I'm going to kind of start in the middle and just kind of come to this side, and then I'll turn it and go that direction. It's not sticking super sticky on here, and I don't want it to shift, so we'll make sure we press lightly and not too heavy, or you'll shift or transfer. Trick will be this thing rolling on me. Yeah, so not everything has to be silk screened on a board or on a shirt. You can think out of the box and put them on different things. This will take a little bit more time just because it's not on a flat surface. The surface is smooth, but has this curve to it, and it's giving because it's a soft bucket. So you kind of have to work with that. You guys have any questions? Just about got this half done. There we go. I gotta switch hands. Come to this side. Oh, not too much. Not too much to do over here. Just this little bit. much done. So we can just peel this off. And there's our ready set snow. We just need to let that dry. I'll probably I'm gonna go ahead and wash this before I do the other bucket. And we don't even need to do the other bucket today here on the live, but there's the ink on it, and we'll just wash this off and we can create again with it. So we'll lay this in the water also. And that's gonna be fun. We'll put these snowballs. I won't even heat set this. I'll just let it dry. I mean, it's not something we're gonna wash, so we really don't need to worry about it being heat set. And snowballs in there. Gotta fill it up. 2 bags. And they still have these this year. I saw them when I bought these buckets, and they're just a little soft ball. And they're super fun to throw at each other. It's really, the bucket's $3. These are $3, so it was $9 to purchase this stuff, and then I did our chalk on there. I'm gonna add a cute bow. We'll do that because that really makes it cute. Get this cleaned up. Again, I'm cleaning up my ink. Put that away. And let's make a bow real quick, and then we'll be done. We just have to wait for our ink to dry, and then I will heat set everything but this. I don't think I need to heat set these. And let's just make a quick bow. Just makes it more festive with the bow on it. Okay, we'll do that one later. I got my tray of red ribbon, but what also is fun to do is like the teal, and you can go with blues and greens too. You can just choose whatever color theme you want. I think these would be pretty too, the greens and the grays on that bucket. So I think I might do that. Greens and blues and grays, just for something different. We all know how cute the red plaid and all the red and black is. And we do our snowflake ribbon with it. I think that'll be cute. So let's go that route for something different. I could throw in that little evergreen ribbon. So we just need some twine and some different sizes of ribbon. I cut about this long. How long is that? Maybe like 8 inches. Kind of depends on what you're putting on, how big of a bow you want. This way, if you don't put the red on there, it doesn't look so Christmassy. And they can, you know, have it up all year or have it out and won't look like totally Christmas. So that's another reason why you may not want to go with Christmas colors. Okay, so I just got some different widths of ribbon, and you just want to make an X. This is what I call my messy bow. also take some strips of twine and lay across there also. And then take a longer strip to tie around, and we're going to tie it to the handle of the bucket, okay? Oh, we forgot our snowflake ribbon. Lay that underneath the... Okay, so we got it layered up. We're going to take our longer piece of twine, lay it across the X, and flip it over. And now we're going to cinch it up. Just tie it like you're first going to tie your shoe. Just one tie. And cinch. And then you want to make sure your ribbon is cinching in the way you want it to cinch. So just kind of watch it. And then you can adjust it. And now's a good time to make the lengths on each side the same. If one got longer than the other, just pull it through. Okay. And then once you got it how you want it, and you cinch it up tight, tie it in a knot. Okay. Now you have this messy bow. And you can trim down if you want some to be shorter than others. Or you can cut them at the angle, or straight, or dovetail, however you want to do it. No set way. If you want to dovetail your larger ribbons, go ahead and do that, or you leave them straight, angle them, whatever. There's no rule, no right or wrong. It's whatever you prefer. I like messy bows because they don't use a lot of ribbon, and they're not overpowering. Like a big bow would overpower your project. Like, you want your eye to go to your image. You don't want your eye to go to the bow. The bow is like an accessory. It's not your main focal point. So don't overdo your bow. That's my thought. Think of it as earrings on your outfit. Okay. And then I like to fray out my twine that I laid in there. So you untwist it and separate the strands. This just gives a little bit more character to the bow. You just separate them out and they kind of get all frayed. See how it's going to lay here. So this blue is just a little bit too long. Okay, and then we're just going to tie it to the handle. We don't need our tags on here anymore from the store. Cut those off. Even though they do have a cute little to and from tag on there, which I guess you could have left on if you wanted to give it as a gift. So take your twine that you made your knot with and then just tie it in a bow on the back. I'm going to do it just like as if I was tying my shoe. If they wanted to take it off, they can take it off. There. See how easy that was? Doo-doo-doo. So the ink is still wet. We're just going to let it dry. I'm not going to worry about heat setting this because we're not going to wash it. We'll just let it dry and it'll be ready to go. And there's the little bow on there. Bucket full of fun, let me tell you. If you haven't gotten the snowballs, they're awesome. I got these at Target. I have last year seen them at Walmart. I haven't looked this year. I think even probably Joann. I think most places have them. Joann's, Michael's, maybe they all have them. But grandkids love them. And actually, so do the grown-ups. They like playing with them too. Okay, so that was project number what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you haven't seen them all, you're just joining, watch the replay. I will post the replay. I will also post this video to my YouTube channel, so you can catch it there too. And if you have any questions about Chalk Couture, shoot me a message, or just simply go on the website and you can look at all the different transfers. If you need ideas on making some projects, if you love to craft, this is a great way to craft. You get instant, quick and easy projects to do. And like I say, if you can butter toast, you could Chalk Couture. So thanks for watching, thanks for chalking with me, and I will chalk with you later. Have a great day. Goodbye.